What's up guys, it's Chill. Let's bring you another spicy but very strong team. This time we're going to be in the Johto Cup, guys. I started playing this team at the 3,300 elo mark and I made it all the way up to 3,500 in only 2 days and actually in just 7 sets. So yeah, that's 200 elo in 7 sets. If you want to divide that out, it's basically 30 elo per set. But it was pretty consistent with me. A lot of positive sets. I think I actually ended up with 2 5-0s in there, a couple 2 3s in there to kind of drag it back down. But it's so much fun to play, guys. This meta does not have a ton of fast move pressure, so that allows you to play a little bit more glassy Pokemon with the really hard hitting charge moves. And you can see all 3 of these Pokemon have nukes on them. Qwilfish with Sludge Wave that can one-shot just about anything if it is neutral. Hitmontop, close combat, phenomenal move. Stone Edge, great coverage for any kind of flyers that you might run into, so you will be able to grab shields with that. And then Piloswine having Avalanche that it can just spam out. It's 6 Powder Snows to the first 2 avalanches, only 5 to the third one. So you're going to see Piloswine putting in a ton of work. I mean, it's a phenomenal closer, especially if you can get that shield advantage from one of these other 2 Pokemon. So you can see right there, Sludge Wave landing on an Umbreon. I mean, Umbreon's supposed to be bulky and it still took out about half of its health. And then they're going to be coming in with Ariados. And here's where I really love Qwilfish. Qwilfish is so incredibly spammy. I mean, we had an energy lead here, but we're gonna get off the second Aqua Tail right here. Notice that this Ariados has not got a charge move off, and look at that. Third Aqua Tail. Ariados not even able to get off a charge move whatsoever because Qwilfish is just that spammy. And yeah, y'all can look at my IVs even. I've made this team even more glassy by not having good IVs on any of these Pokemon. I mean, I guess Piloswine looks like it's good IVs, but in reality, it's not that great. If you look at the CP, I can't see it from here. I think it's 1484, so not really that close to 1500. This is an Ultra League Piloswine that I'm working on building. But I figured it would work for now. We can go ahead and invest in it and try it out. So if you don't have good IVs on these Pokemon, my point is I think you can still build this team and run it because of, like I said, I mean, it's not that much fast move pressure. It's just a lot about shield management. So here we are. We're going to be swapping in our Hitmontop. Let's go ahead and get into some of these battles. And they answer with Ariados, which you would think is a great answer because they're double resisting the counters. But with Stone Edge and Hitmontop, you know, a little bit of bulk in comparison to these other 2, we're going to be able to reach a second Stone Edge, and all we got to do is give up 1 shield because of this Ariados can only hit us with Cross Poison. Now, luckily, they didn't get a attack buff with any of the attack boost rather with any of the cross poisons, but we do get the second shield there. We're gonna come in with Qwilfish. You might think like switch locking in Qwilfish could be risky, but Qwilfish with a shield advantage and an energy advantage beats like 95% of the meta, so it's not really too risky. I mean, I guess you could get locked in against a Quagsire, which would be a little bit rough, but even then you're just going to spam out the Aqua Tails and you probably still win that in the 1 shield, the 1-0 I should say. So we connect with the Sludge Wave onto this little Toad, nearly KOs. They're going to just spam out some Weather Balls. Yeah, I mean, resisted Weather Balls do take out Qwilfish, but we get a little bit of farm here on Piloswine. Now, I made a little bit of a misplay here at the beginning of the battle. I let that Umbreon get a nice energy lead and I tried to catch the foul play on Hitmontop. It's really not worth it, guys. Don't do that. This was one of my first battles, and you can see right here, I'm already going to start paying for it because they're going to get off a foul play right here. They're only going to need 1 more foul play plus some snarls to KO. So I have to go for the catch. We pull off the catch, and that's going to be what wins us this game because you're going to see these avalanches hit like an absolute truck into this Umbreon. The first avalanche coming through. How much does it do? Puts them into the yellow. 1 more might not quite KO, so I do overfarm by a little bit, making sure I get as much powder snow damage as possible. Next avalanche coming through, that will be enough to KO. That's going to be a GG's. Well played. Oh, 1 more avalanche. I mean, look at that. Piloswine just pumping off these avalanches. I mean, hard-hitting move after hard-hitting move. You love to see it. By the way, Bulldoze definitely the best second move on Piloswine in this meta. Yes, it does have access to Stone Edge, but you're going to need Bulldoze for the electric types, especially the lanterns. Alright, Into this one up against the Lantern lead. They did build up to the Hydro Pump, so I will respect it. If they throw right on Thunderbolt, you don't have to shield it. It doesn't do that much damage. You can definitely tank and you can get to the back-to-back close combats. But they did build up to the Hydro Pump. They did actually throw it, so good shield. And now we can demand the shields right back because they come in with Jump Love. And that's what I love about Hitmontop is, yeah, you can swap it in. You can get that nice counter damage on whatever their lead is if they decide to stay in. And even if you give up a shield, you're going to get that shield right back because close combat hits incredibly hard even if it's neutral. And then you have Stone Edge for coverage. So things that are going to be resisting the close combat are most likely going to be taking super effective or at least neutral from Stone Edge. So it's very nice. Alright, so we're going to come back in with Quill right here, tank this energy ball. It definitely hurts. Build up to the Sludge Wave we expected to catch right there. So we do swap out into our Piloswine, but this is tricky because of that Jump Love does have a little bit of residual energy and we do have to use our shield right here. And of course the energy ball is going to be hitting Piloswine for super effective. So we need to make sure that we are close to an avalanche coming out of this. Going for the Bulldoze to KO this Lantern. Are they going to be coming back in with the Jump Love? Let's see. No, coming back in with a Shadow Gramble, and this game is just over at this point. We can overfarm by a little bit. Go for the Avalanche to KO, one-shot the Shadow Gramble, and then make it to another Avalanche. Shadow Piloswine sweeping teams out here. You love to see it. Let's go. I'm telling y'all, it is an incredible closer, especially if it has a shield. Into the next one, up against a Wobbuffet lead. So Wobbuffet, definitely not something my back two Pokemon wants to see. We are resisting the counters with our Qwilfish. However, this Mirror Coat does hit for super effective. Which, by the way, like I, for some reason in my mind, was thinking Mirror Coat, Mirror Shot were the same move. I was thinking it was going to do absolutely nothing. But no, that does hit for super effective. It does quite a bit to Qwilfish. We can't really take another one, but we're going to go for this next Sludge Wave, knowing that most people do not want to shield their Wobbuffet. It does connect, puts them into the red, and now I am going to go ahead and throw up a shield right here. I do want switch advantage here. Again, I just don't want either of my back two Pokemon to really see this Wobbuffet. It would be pretty tough still to counter down with Hitmontop. They would get to another Mirror Coat, and we're able to throw the Aqua Tail and take them out. So they come out with Skarmory, and it might seem kind of strange that I swapped my fighting type into this flying type, but Hitmontop wins this in the one shield. However, you do have to go with the shield first, so it's a little bit uncomfortable, but regardless, we're going to build up to the back-to-back close combats. One is all I need to land to take them out. They throw up a shield on the first one. I'm going to go straight for this second one. Do they shield up the second one as well, or do they let it go? Yeah, they're going to go ahead and throw up the shield, and it was a CMP tie, which is absolutely best case scenario. We just wasted their energy and got both shields off my opponent. So now I can come back in, or actually I'm going to come in with Piloswine at this point, and I will be able to outpace. They come in with Mad Cargo, but Piloswine has access to Bulldoze. This is an absolutely trash move, but it hits for double super effective against Mad Cargo. It's going to one-shot, and now we will outpace this Skarmory. So that's going to be a GG's. My opponent realizes it's over and top lefts. Alright, into the next one, up against a Noctowl lead. So Noctowl, definitely an interesting pick. We would prefer to have Piloswine aligned against it, and then they swap out. So hey, they're going to help us get that alignment that we want. We're going to go ahead and throw an Aqua Tail here, which honestly, I misplayed this so bad, guys. What you want to do here is you want to immediately swap into Hitmontop. Even with my poor IVs, I can come in with Hitmontop, easily tank an Earthquake. I mean, it does a lot, but we won't be able to get Mud Shot down, and you can build to the back-to-back close combats and grab both shields off the Quagsire if they want to win switch without giving up a shield yourself. However, since I stayed in, they're able to get to the Earthquake, then the Stone Edge. I have to give up a shield, plus I took a lot of damage from my Qwilfish. I don't have a lot of extra energy on Qwilfish. All around, that was kind of a disaster of a play. So now I'm going for this Stone Edge. This should be getting a shield from this Noctowl. Yes, it does, and they are able to farm me down. Now, I can align how I want to. Bring in Piloswine. We will have to tank at least one Sky Attack, so I'm going to go ahead and let this one go. It will hurt, but it will not one-shot. Now I'm going to overfarm expecting a catch, and then I'm going for the Avalanche. So this will be taking out the Noctowl if they no-shield, which they do. What is in the back? It's going to be a Steelix, so we're going to be able to make it to the Avalanche here. This does hit for neutral, and a lot of neutral damage at that. so my opponent respects it. They throw up a shield. I'm coming in with Qwilfish now, and we're gonna just need to spam out as many Aqua Tails as possible. Qwilfish, very, very spammy, but will it be enough to take out the bulky Steelix? So we're going for the Aqua Tail right here. We did try to prevent them from getting any kind of extra moves there. I mean, we kind of had to throw on alignment, and it looks like maybe they did sneak right there. So we're going to be able to get to this next Aqua Tail right here. Is it enough to KO? Not enough to KO, and they are at the crunch. So unless one Powder Snow KOs right here, they have this game in the bag. Can we KO? No, we cannot. That's going to be a GG's. Well played to my opponent. Definitely a misplay on me in the mid game, but that was a winnable battle. All right, into the next one, up against a Hitmontop lead. That's a good lead for Qwilfish. We're going to go straight for the Sludge Wave. Reason being, I want to get this thing out of here. I don't want to have to shield a Stone Edge if I don't have to. And yes, we're just going to easily take them out. They don't get to get off a move. If you go Aqua Tail, then Hitmontop actually wins that in the 0 shield. So just go straight Sludge. Like, either you get a shield and then you just still outpace to the next Sludge anyways, or you don't get a shield and you don't have to shield yourself. Alright, so Azumarill in the back. That's the reason they did not swap out of the lead matchup. It makes sense now. And we learned it out with our Hitmontop. So Hitmontop's going to be pumping out these Stone Edges. We did get a shield with the first one, which is beautiful for me. And now I'm going to go ahead and let Hitmontop go. Hitmontop again has done its job. It's lured out the Azumarill. It's got a shield. We can come back in with Qwilfish. Azumarill will be able to reach a charge move here, but everything is resisted by Qwilfish, so we don't have to fear anything. We can easily tank this play rough and then go for the Sludge Wave again. I was expecting the catch, so I go 1 over. You might have saw it. I did tap it. I got refunded, so I lucked out there. But you're going to see it really does not matter in the end here, because we're going to come in with Piloswine and go for this Avalanche to try to get the final shield off this Skarmory. Do they shield it? Yes, they do. And we can just match shields here. So Skarmory will be reaching a Sky Attack. I think they have some extra energy here as well. Wasn't exactly sure where they were at, so I'm just going to throw this next Avalanche as soon as I get it. This will easily take out the Skarmory. All they have left is the Azumarill, and Azumarill pretty dry on energy, so we're going to just outpace to this next Avalanche. Avalanche taking out the bulky Azumarill. Things you love to see it. It's right there. I said that weird, I don't know. Let's jump into the next battle. All right, Qwilfish up against Umbreon. So I've learned I'm going to actually swap out this time. I threw 1 Poison Sting. I think I just missed the swap there, but it didn't really matter. They're going to be coming in with Skarmory. So again, we win this in the 1 shield. If they want to give up both shields, I'm perfectly happy with that, because both Qwilfish and Piloswine love to have that shield advantage. So I'm going for the back-to-back close combats right here. Do they throw up a shield? Let's see it. Yes, they throw up the first shield. And then I overfarm here because I was thinking maybe I could make it to a 3rd close combat. And I think if I would have gone Stone Edge first and then gone for the double close combats, maybe that was possible. But since I dropped my defense, they were actually able to farm down there. So not the best play on my part, but we'll see if it works out anyways. All right, coming in with Piloswine, going to respect the damage from the Sky Attack, but they actually go for the Brave Bird. So now they're coming back in with Umbreon. I'm going to be going for the Avalanche, and Umbreon's going to be throwing a charge move here. They're actually running Dark Pulse instead of Foul Play, which definitely hits a little bit harder, but it takes them 1 more Snarl to get to the second one. So it's going to be 4 Snarls to this second one. I'm going to throw the Avalanche here and going for the catch. I was a little bit late tapping the button, I think, right there. Maybe there was desync, I'm not sure. But they're going to be able to connect with the Dark Pulse. I'm coming in now with Qwilfish. Qwilfish, I need you to put in a lot of work here to close out this game. So they're going to be able to hit us with another Dark Pulse right there. Puts us into the yellow. We're going to be building up to close to 100 energy. Going for the Aqua Tail and hoping that I can Poison Sting down afterwards. So yes, I'm going to be able to Poison Sting down. What is going to be in the back? It's going to be a Meganium. We have the Sludge Wave ready to go, going straight for it. It one-shots the Meganium. Skarmory comes back in, and we can go for the Aqua Tail. This should be plenty to take out the Skarmory, and that's going to be a GG's. Well played to my opponent. Qwilfish with the sweep, even on low HP. You love to see it. Let's go. All right, into the next one. Up against, I'm sorry, that battle. Yes, yes. Into the next one, Shadow Raikou lead, terrible lead. We're going to be swapping into Hitmontop. We do lure out the Skarmory, so again, we're going to be trying to get that 2 to 1 shield advantage, or 0 to 1 shield, 1 to 0 shield, I should say. Going for the close combat, but they eat the close combat, so we're able to farm down. And we're still going to be able to get a shield here because we're going for the close combat into this Raikou. Raikou has to shield this. It would one-shot a Raikou, and they do shield it. So they get 1 vote switch of farm there. They are at 2 vote switches. It takes 4 vote switches to get to the Shadow Ball. So I will be respecting the damage from the Shadow Ball here, throwing up a shield with my Piloswine. And if they stay in, I can probably farm down, but they do swap out into Hitmontop. So we have alignment how we wanted. This game is looking pretty good, right? Right? You would think so. Hitmontop is going to be able to connect with the Stone Edge. Like I said, does a ton of damage. And now I'm going for the Sludge Wave. This should be KOing the Hitmontop if they no shield. If not, I had that Avalanche loaded. So they do let Hitmontop go. However, Raikou only needs 3 vote switches to be able to make it to the second Shadow Ball, and I threw on alignment, so you're gonna see they get a free vote switch right there. So they're at the next Shadow Ball. I'm not sure that I would have made it to the next Avalanche regardless, but the Shadow Ball does KO. That's gonna be a GG's. Well played to my opponent. Yeah, just I think I had to throw on alignment to be able to get to the Shadow Ball, but it's unfortunate. They did sneak. That's how the game is supposed to work regardless. So, you know, it's just GG's. What can you do? All right, so Shadow Meganium lead. Regular Meganium lead, Qwilfish does have play against because you were doing super effective with the poison type moves, whereas you were only taking neutral from the grass type moves. However, Shadow Meganium can just one-shot with a Frenzy Plant. So like regular Meganium, you can tank 1 Frenzy. Kind of. Shadow, you can't. So I do swap out into Hitmontop. We lure out this Typhlosion. And Typhlosion wins CMP against Qwilfish. I did not expect that. This is worst case scenario right here. So I'm going to no bubble right here. And I'm going to try to get a little bit of a farm down. We get 2 extra poison stings. I guess that's all we can ask for. So Meganium coming back in. We have Piloswine. We're doing super effective damage with our ice type moves. But they are going to be throwing the Frenzy Plant, and of course I have to throw up a shield right here. So yes, Frenzy Plant would one-shot. They're going to be swapping out into a Magcargo. I'm going for the Bulldoze. No reason to bait right here. Does this Bulldoze connect? Let's see it. No, they throw up a shield, but we're going to be able to make it to another Bulldoze before they farm down. Piloswine holding on with 1 HP, taking out the Magcargo. In comes the Meganium, but we are at the Aquatail, and this will be enough to KO this Meganium. That's going to be a GG's. Well played to my opponent. Definitely a close battle, but we were able to take the win. All right, into the final battle up against a Skarmory lead. So we will, of course, be swapping out immediately, and they are going to be staying in. So again, not going to throw until I am at the back-to-back close combats. Going to give them time to swap out if they want to. Let's see how they play this. So they are staying in. It seems like I am at the back-to-backs, and they catch, but they catch on their own Hitmontop. So this is the proper move for me to throw regardless. It does connect, puts them into the yellow. We can throw this next close combat immediately. This will give them minimum farm after they shield this. So yes, they shield it. They do still get 3 counters in, and I can come in with Qwilfish rather, and we do have to go for the Aquatail, otherwise they would reach the Stone Edge. Again, don't want to have to give up a shield if I don't have to, but they give up a shield themselves. So now I have to kind of like think about it, like, there's still a Skarmory I gotta deal with. I cannot shield this. I can't shield this. I need my shield for my Piloswine. Please don't let there be another fighter in the back. So I am going to be staying in to see what they come in with. Going to bank an Aquatail, come in with Piloswine. And in the back, it is another fighter, but this is a rock type fighter. So we can go straight for the Bulldoze. Is this enough to one-shot a Sudowoodo? Let's see it. Yes, it is. Sudowoodo is out of here. Skarmory knows they have no hope, and that's going to be a GG's. Well played to my opponent, guys. I have had so much fun running this team. I hope you've really enjoyed these battles as well. If you have, make sure you leave a like on this video. If you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button as well. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do recommend this team. I really do. It's glassy, but there's just not a ton of fast move pressure in this meta, so it kind of just works, right? It kind of just works. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Until next time, this is Chill SF, reminding you to always keep pushing forward.